Fuck yeah, how we doing line?
What's up, fellas? Well, let me turn my headphones in so you don't hear Derek yapping in the background.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate. I think we're live. Alright, sweet. Big matchup here. A lot of
Is
play
it,
for
are we gonna be able to see?
implications.
Are we gonna be able to see
You,
the game on here, or
you
do I have
gotta
to?
watch.
Do I have to open Twitch? Or
You gotta open Discord. The Twitch will be delayed.
okay,
Oh, slip screen by Bags. Pretty safe play to start.
okay, it's already started.
Yeah, that Bags will run one play. Looking here. Now, Bags loves to throw the ball to his running
Okay,
back. I simply just
dude.
don't think
Ba-
he needs to introduce some more plays to his book.
It's not even different plays. It's just he'll just throw them on a flat route every play, no matter what.
Yeah, and I think Tage is really going to focus on the underneath coverage. I think he needs to either run the ball or keep him honest and throw a couple deep shots.
Yep. Let's see what bag. We got Bags coming out and gun here. We got Page running a cover zero blitz, halfback direct. Defense misses the tackle. It's a nice 14-yard run for St.
Mm,
Bagman. That halfback direct snap, Ruby. Would you say it's the most favorite play in the SIE 12?
without a doubt. I mean, it's a guaranteed 2 or 3 yards every time. It's almost impossible to
Uh,
defend unless you run commit. It's a dangerous
and if
play
you
for
th-
sure.
and if you throw those motions in there, you can hit different gaps. So many different things you can do with that play.
Yeah, and the one issue is like if you do run commit and it's not an HB direct snap, like you're gonna get beat over the top by any throw.
Exactly, and you know, Tage is staying in this cover zero here, which it works beautifully
Oh,
against an
what a
RPO
read!
screen pass, and that's a pick six for
Holy
Tom.
shit, his
Nah, it's a
quarterback
pick
is
six.
fast.
He's housing it. He's housing it.
You thought I was
What
feeling
a
you?
start.
That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it, he ate it for lunch. Bitch, I'm a baddie, I get what I want. Like, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it.
And that's
God,
what
can't hear
Coach
myself
Tage
think.
needed to do. I mean, he needs to win the turnover battle. If he doesn't, he's going to lose this game. It's going to come down to his
That's you
defense
know
and
what
his quarterback not throwing any interceptions.
I was questioning it. I can't lie, but cover zero. But against Bags is pussy ass offense. It's gonna work.
Well, Baggs is not going to throw a deep ball. So, like, do you really need a safety over the top? Until he does, I think you just keep running cover zero, keep him, 4 or
Yeah.
5 yard gains. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, Tage is in a weird formation. I want to see what he's in here. Like a wide nickel. Nice pass by Bags.
Yeah, if you're using a linebacker there, you got to cover somebody. You can't just sit there. I mean, Baggs is going to run those drag routes all day. You got to run
I'm like,
with
that's
him.
one of those mesh concepts that's hard to guard.
Yeah, but I mean, he had two guys kind of there on the right side of the field. You got to realize where the open space is going to be.
Yeah, what's the good Wi-Fi up here, Logan? It's called third floor. Oh, that's lit. That.
Mm. I don't know if I'm liking these formations. I think you got to play a little bit more hard flats, bring in some more linebackers. Or not bring in more linebackers, play them a little bit shallower versus running a cover three.
Ruby. Oh, there you are.
What's
Sweet.
up?
My shit just was lagging for a second. Yeah. Let's see what happens here. We got running crossers and nope, a little halfback slip screen.
It's about the third time he's running now. Oh!
Huge fumble! Wow.
Wow.
And Ruby, that exactly right there is why you don't run with the same guy 10 plays in a row. 'Cause that's going to happen eventually.
No, it's going to wear him down, especially later in the game. And if you're Tage here, do you really take many risks when your defense is, creating these plays for you? Like, I feel like
I'm
you got to
not
run the ball here. I
I'm
don't
not
like that play
taking
call.
I'm not taking the ball off the ground or doing anything except RPOs for the foreseeable future. If I'm Tage here, the last thing you can do is throw a pick here. Punting is fine.
Yeah, I'd like to see some good mesh concepts or even some just drives. Just get some drag routes. It looks like Bags is going to commit to the run here, so you might have to throw, but I think you got to keep it under 10 yards. Bags' defense is just too good for you to try and throw over the top. Yeah, he's got this crosser coming. You gonna hit X? No. Altage is known for being aggressive. Do we think this is gonna be a fake at all here? No, safe play.
Nah, I don't. I've never seen a successful fake punt in the 12. Have you?
I've seen someone run it against me. I can't remember if they got it or not. I think they did. It was like a
Really?
2-yard fake punt. Yeah.
Okay, that's about the only time those will work.
Yeah, they're not super effective, but you gotta keep an eye out for them.
Also, big storyline in today's game is the fact that I looked at the standings today, and Bags has 7 home games this year and 4 away games so far.
Wow, that's a little suspicious, especially when he's the commissioner.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Into that.
That's it. In the amount of conference home games, percentage wise, is even worse. So, not great for Bags.
He's running that slip screen again. Oh
Same
wow,
thing, and it works.
Lucky. He is super lucky that wasn't for a loss. I mean, that's just his overall is just being better there.
No, some people in this league have claimed if you switched around the teams, the scores might start changing a bit. And after watching Bags play like this, I can't say they're wrong.
I think there's a definite impact. I think it depends on how you use your skilled players. Some people they don't even know how to really play the game. If they can't even throw the ball, like having a skill fast guy isn't gonna do much unless he's lightning slides and he can just run a fucking fade route. But you got to know how to use your players and how to create space. Bags, I think, has a pretty limited mindset in that he's just gonna run these slip screens and these little flat routes to his running back. He's got to open it up more, especially with the talent he has. I like to see some posts, some corners, just something downfield.
But he's running, he has this amazing powerhouse team with all these 4 stars, and he's running a Navy, a military style offense here. It's really fascinating. It's the type of offense you run when you got smaller linemen. Look how big 74 is. You can sit in the pocket all day with that guy at your left tackle.
Well, when Tage is running a 3 defensive line formation, I mean, I would run the ball too, where that's my advantage. Just run it up the middle.
So I've actually talked to Coach Tage about this quite a bit, and he claimed that 3-3-5 is the best running defense in the game. I beg to differ heavily, but that is what Coach Tage claims.
I actually talked to him briefly just before the game about the 3-3-5, and he said he's only ran it twice, which I think is very much false. But he seems to be running it now, and yeah, you just can't run the slip screen 5 times on the same drive.
I think that one was the halfback double pass, actually.
Was it? Yeah, everybody knows how to play that now.
He was, running back went into that motion. Okay, we got Bags coming out here on a classic 11 personnel, a little pistol. We got Tage in a run format. Look for Bag in 18 coming out in pistol.
I don't know if I like that. I think you got to just go shotgun, get some spread formation.
Yeah, the main benefit of pistol is that defense won't know where the run is coming from. You can do a lot of things with a lot of counters. You're here. There's no benefit.
No, there's not. Wow, I think he was just planning on running it the entire time.
Wow. This
I mean,
is
it worked.
yeah. I'm like, the other day, I did get a chance to watch the Lime Tech Lightning game against the ZCU, and they did have a
Oh, did
nice
you?
They had a nice little 3rd and 20 halfback direct to put the dagger in, go up 21 with 3 minutes left. Yeah, little halfback direct with the backup running backs. That'll always fool them. Take the start of the backfield. Oh, play action from Bags. Oh, and a great little zig route from his slot receiver there. Slot
Yeah,
receiver
those.
wear number 38. Don't think I've ever seen that in my life, but good for that kid.
Yeah, I mean that's a good play call. That zig route is pretty much undefendable.
Yeah, those of you, that's a pre-snap read right there, and Bags got exactly what he wanted it to be, and that's always going to be a completion, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's hard to defend, especially on a 4-3 when Bags is known to run the
Oh.
ball a lot with that HB
And
direct.
another fumble
Wow!
from his running back. Another fumble. This is unprecedented, but totally expected and should have happened way earlier in the season. If you run the ball 20 times with the same guy, he's going to get tired. He's going to fall. What are you watching, Logan? Dude, Logan Davis is currently beating off the Tom Brady highlights. Breaking news.
All right, let's focus back on the game. Let's dial in here. I like that first play call by Tage there. Just a straight inside zone, run it up. And I think another run right up the middle here.
Low QB power.
Ride.
Low
Wow, I
QB
was not
power
expecting
out of
that.
there. That's I don't know if Tage has a custom playbook. I want to go out on a limb and say he does.
I think he does.
Yeah, that's I think that's out of the Air Force offense there. They love that QB power. They were running it all year this year.
Yeah,
Halfback
I'm not a
draw
huge
there.
fan. I just want to go back to that QB draw. I don't really like that plan. 2nd and 2. I mean, you really risk your quarterback getting hit there and a fumble there. I think you just hand that ball off or you take a shot.
A 2nd and 2, I think you take a shot, no doubt, in the SAE-12. 2 yards with all the
2
plays
yards,
at
you're going to
your
get in 2
disposal.
yards.
And if you don't, you shouldn't be in this league.
Yeah. Looks like he decided to take a shot on a 2nd and 10. See, that's where you got to switch those plays around.
Yeah, and you know what? That just comes with experience. And I think, when we get to year 6, year 7, year 18 of the SAE-12, maybe Tage will start to pick that up.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to mix it up every once in a while. You can't take a shot every time.
And a terrible read.
Wow, this is what we were talking about. He has to win the turnover battle, and he has, but he hasn't been capitalizing on those opportunities, and he just turned the ball over.
And I can hear Tage in the chat saying you should have highballed it there. That's not the case. That guy just
that was never gonna happen.
Niggas bitches, they'll talk about you, but never say how they feel. Fuck a gang, and if you walk with me, don't count, just keep it real.
I don't know what the concept is called. It's kind of a smash concept, but it's an in route instead of a corner. So when he had that tight end on a tight little curl in the middle, just finding that soft spot in the zone, he was open like 3 yards away from the first down line. I think he would have trucked forward and gotten it. I think that's an awful read there and a missed opportunity for Tage.
Yeah, I think the big issue with a lot of these coaches.
Oh, and another bad ball.
Wow.
I think Bags was in cover 1. I think Bags was just a man with a safety over top there, and you can't throw a post over top like that.
Yeah, a lot of these guys will just throw like one slot receiver or just a wide receiver on a single post route, and he's always double covered. You need to mesh something together. Have your slot run a fade, and then have your outside guide run post. You got to make sure it's just man on man. You can't throw that in double coverage there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things that some coaches and quarterbacks in this league need to start doing is making some simple pre-snap reads. Look at, and when someone's sending pressure, look at for it, put your fastest guy on the corner route and let it fly the second you get it. You gotta make quick decisions in this league with how good the pass rushers are these days.
Yeah, you gotta have a quick check down option. Your first read's gotta be
whether slip screen.
Clicks.
Back to his own slip screen play, and it gets him a solid 8 yards. What does he do here, Ruben?
I think you go for this. I think at 4th and 2.
Do you
Actually,
have a play? Do you have a play in your back pocket you personally would bring out here?
I
Oh,
do.
he's running the QB power. He's running the QB power, and it works. That's a mean play.
I think at the very
Quarterback
least you
comes off
line up
that quick.
and you take a look. I like that
Yeah.
you line up, you take a look. If you like it, you do it. Right there, it looks like Begg was just kind of defending the pass more, and he really wasn't expecting, a QB run there by any means.
I'm just shocked by how fast Tayshia's quarterback gets off the line. It's almost as quick as that halfback direct play. Pretty
Yeah,
good
those
when he's
direct
found.
plays, they're just committed to the run, so they're just moving quicker. They get a little bit more release off of it.
Nice inside zone. Good way to read his blocks there. Tay just putting together a solid drive here. He can get 3 points out of this going into half. He should be happy with the way this
Yeah.
game's going. There's been
And he gets the
zero
ball in the
offensive
second
points.
half.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There have been 0 offensive points scored in this game.
That sounds correct. I don't believe Tage. Yeah, no, Tage did not score. It was his defense.
I want to say it's been 2 pick sixes.
Yeah. It was either that or a fumble recovery. I can't remember, but I think the first one was a pick.
Also, a side note, Ruby, any chance you want to drive to Michigan to play in a beer league hockey game tonight? We have 4 skaters.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am busy, Lion. I will be there for Winterfest, but
Sweet.
I will not be participating.
We'll talk when you get here.
Sure.
B's open here for Tage.
See, that's just a late read. It's a late read, though. The zig has got to be. It's got to come out quick.
Yep, I was watching John Gruden the other day. He's on Barstool now, one of those shows, and he was talking about when you're throwing those out routes, you throw it late, that's a pick. That's a suicide ball. Like that's you throw that late. That's can't.
No, the zig is your first read. If it's there, you take it. If it's not, you move on.
Yep, exactly. Oh, and a nice play by Tage. Kind of an awful pass by his quarterback, I'm not going to lie. I think he might have broken more there if his running back was able to keep running instead of turning around against that pass. But we'll take 15 yards any day if you're root for Tage. Ooh. And a solid 3 yards. You know, they say 4 yards is a win on first down, but we won't complain about 3.
Yeah. No, I would continue to run it here. Bring that clock down. Don't give Bags any chance.
Is that a Bags timeout I see? Or no, that's a Tage timeout. Interesting. 3rd and 6th, and you're calling a timeout with 50 seconds left.
I think that was Bags.
Bags has 3. Bags still has 3 timeouts left on my screen.
He has 1. Oh, wow, that's a bad read. Now, if you're Tage, you're on a 46-yard field goal. That is not an easy field goal to hit away. Especially.
I think we know it.
No, it's at home.
I think we know what Tage's plan was. I think we know what his plan was originally. And that was the kicker flip pass, but he's going to go for the actual field goal now, and he's going to bang it in. Oh, no!
Missed it wide left.
And no, good accuracy, good power, but he just aimed it wide. That is brutal, and that's why, if you know you're going to kick a field goal, you want to get to the middle. Makes your life 20 times easier if you can get to the middle there.
You need to get to the middle, and honestly, anything over 4 yards is a pretty big long shot in the SC12. Even on a 4th and 6 there, I don't hate going for that.
I don't either, but I think you have to call 3rd down then like you're going for it on 4th. He didn't call.
I agree.
If you're doing that, you have to run it on 3rd, and he passed on 3rd. So I think once he passed it on 3rd, that's when you throw it out the window.
Yeah.
Ooh. And Bags with just a beautiful read there, Tage is in, a cover 3 there with 4 guys underneath, and Bags has 2 curls, and that running back just comes up the seam, He's going to fumble it the next time he touches it, but that's a good play.
Interesting formation run here.
And a catch. Wow.
That was a crazy decision there by Bags to be throwing that type of pass in his own
one of those weird RPO plays. Whew. You're a Bags fan. If you're Easton Shar, you're worried right now. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate taking a shot here, but what you can't do is turn over the ball on this side of the field. If you're going to throw it deep. If it gets picked, hit or Tage's 30 gets picked at Tage's 30, but I don't know if I like these dangerous short passes in the middle of the field right now. Oh, I think we might have lost coach line. 32.
Sorry, what's up? That was my ship buffer.
Let's just
come back.
We can go back. Yeah, another short throw here by Bags. I just really don't see what the goal is here. I think you need to start bringing in these medium to long pass plays. He's just showing these short inside throws that just really aren't getting many yards, and they're almost being intercepted.
Yeah, this is a weird drive, and it's going to end
that right there. That right there.
And will he house it? Will he house it? He won't house it.
Don't tackle him yet. Oh.
Okay. So yeah, Ruby with a great call out there. If you're Bags, you actually want to let him get a little more yards there, but you also want to make sure you tackle him because you never know. In this league, broken tackles are plenty.
Yeah, that is true. I think when you have two guys there, I mean, let's see if he even hits this field goal here first before we go back.
It looks like he's aiming mad right once again, aiming to the far side of the half. Is that a timeout by Bags? I think that's a timeout by Bags. Bags says. And good power, good accuracy, and this time, good aim.
It's this time.
That is huge for Tage, and that is awful for Bags.
Yeah, and let's go back. I mean, I think that's just Bags' poor decision in playmaking. You can't be throwing those short out routes when there's only 14 seconds on the clock. I mean, at that point, just run the ball.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like he could have waited 2 more seconds to tackle that guy. You had 2 guys who are probably the 2 fastest guys on the field coming back there. I think you could have waited 2 seconds, take that risk. Although it is kind of hard to stop the CPU from tackling him, but
yeah, it's not a bad take. Would have been risky, but it might have been the right call in a tight game like this. Good read by Tage to not take the bubble there. Nice little push forward, and his running back gets 5 on the play. Let's see what Tage lines up in here. Let's see how he starts to approach this half. Okay.
Yeah, if you're Bags here, I'm gonna start not run committing, but putting myself in a formation to stop the run more so than a throw. I mean, Tage loves to throw the ball deep, which I think we're gonna let him do. He'll turn the ball over like he does. So I think if you're Bags here, you got to start, just kind of maybe blitzing here and there, and really just having a bigger formation, running a 4-3 for the most part.
Yeah, it looks like Tage is trying to confuse him here, run a lot of this misdirection with these jet touch passes, these jet motions that might not always be touch passes. And it's working right now, And, Bags, he's going to have to get into a heavy box to stop it. A little 3-4, a little 4-3. And it looks like he's in a 4-3 down lineman here. Good luck for him, but now Tage is going to pass it to exploit that. It's all a game of chess in the SA12. Oh, yeah, and that's a great scramble by Tage. And that's a nice 20 yards. He's got to be careful there. He tried to slide at the end, but he wasn't able to. That could be costly later in the game and end up in a fumble.
Yeah, I think you want to be safe here if you're Tage. Keep running the ball, especially if it's working here. Interesting movement by the linebackers there. Yeah, if I'm Bags here, I'm running a 4-3, maybe a nickel. But I really want him to get to throw those balls on like a late 3rd down. Really defend against the run, first and second down. Maybe bring in some more pressure, because right now I haven't really seen much of a blitz from Bags. I think he needs to start, running some like 4-3 blitzes. Maybe.
Yeah, he's got those 2 star linebackers. You send those 2 guys up the A gap. I don't know who's stopping them, dude.
And right he's running these zones.
I think right there, that was just awful run gap discipline by Bags' team. He was blitzing there, but I'll bet $8 million QB power, and there we go. He gets more out of it. That's a big run from Tage.
That's a bad play call there by Bags. I mean, you got to run something better than that. Pinch your defensive line, slant them inside. I mean, I'd even run like a 5-2 there, or just a 4-3 all-out blitz.
Oh, wow. I don't know if you saw what I saw there, Coach Ruby, but Page had wide open for a touchdown at the beginning of that play.
I did not see that read. But I also don't hate him like mitigating risk and not throwing that deep ball. I don't think that's his game plan right now, especially when he's just getting these first downs.
That's a good take. It was a slot fade, which it can be risky throws, but his guy ran a mean route. Oh, and a nice run play to get the 3rd and 1. And if I'm Tage here, I surprise him. I pass the ball because I'm so confident about my QB power on 4th and 1. But it looks like he's going to be safe and it looks like he's going to be safe and running on 3rd and 1.
Oh, thanks, did pinch it.
Oh, yep. And he ran a little fullback dive instead. That actually might have been a triple option where he took the fullback read. It looks like based on what the halfback did, but good read by Tage.
Yeah. And Beggs did respond there with a little pinch there right at the end. So I like to see that he's at least changing some things. Oh, my God! Oh my God!
This guy might have had a step on him, but the ball was a little behind him, which put it right in Baggs' lap, and that's not a throw you can make there. This guy was running step for step with him. That's a rough look for the Munchers for sure.
Yeah, and that's just the story of the Taj Mahal.
I don't need security, bitch. I keep that Draco when I step. Niggas, bitches, they'll talk about you, but never say how they feel.
Every year they get into
if you walk with me, don't count, just keep it real. I ain't gonna speak on what I did, is ask know how that hot shit feel.
Terrible throws. I mean, you're in the red zone there. I mean, it's like 6 yards to go on a first down. Can't take any risks.
Yeah, that's reminiscent of my good friend Pete Carroll of the used to be of the Seattle Seahawks. But that's just that type of playmaking that'll get you ran out of town in a couple of years.
Yeah, and the Munches, they have a pretty solid team. I mean, their defense is one of the best in the 12, but they every year they just cannot find a way to win down the stretch.
So are you saying
it's starting to look like a coaching issue?
Is Coach Tage holding back the Munch? And I think it's hard to say no right now.
The thing, I think Tage is a really good scheme guy. He knows how to run his defense, and he's not a bad play caller. It's the play execution where he really struggles. And I don't know. I just think he needs to learn how to either throw the ball away or just progress in his reads. It's a very hard development for a lot of people to make in the league, but pressing that right stick is the hardest thing for people in the 12 to do.
And I think if you watched, national champions VCU last year, that's something that he excelled at last season that I didn't see much of this year. And that, could be a main reason why, a team that won a national championship went 7-5 the following year.
Yeah, I also don't think his run game was as dominant as it was. And, oh, wow, that was a little scary throw right there.
That was in a window. Like, that was a scary throw for sure, but that was in a window. I think he should come down with that ball.
Yeah, it's an aggressive throw. I mean, when you're down 4, you got to be a little bit more aggressive, especially considering the time and Baggs with the ball back. So you want to make sure you at least, get one more possession here. And Baggs. Oh! Wow, that was. Did you see what happened there? I don't know how that ball came out.
I did not see that play there. I was distracted for a second.
It was like a delayed snap. I think it was a bug in the game. I think the center didn't snap it and everybody else moved. And then it just auto hit the quarterback.
Do you know what I think that comes down to at the end of the day? That's a coaching issue right there. That's, a lack of discipline.
It really is.
You really can't blame anyone. It seems like this game, players are coming out. They're doing, everything at the best of their athletic ability. But that game plan, man, what is happening with it?
Yeah, I agree. Now, if you're Tage here, do you even run just like a hurry up and try and score quickly? So if Beggs does get the ball back, you at least have a chance late in the fourth quarter.
If
I
I'm
know your
Tage, I'm
defense.
worried. I'm worried about getting this first down. If I'm Tage, this 4 yards is not a given. And as you saw right there, if you run the same, like how many on that motion where Tage runs, sat back across, his quarterback and across the full field to be blocked by two receivers on that like kind of like a screen.
Oh,
He has
X
what,
fade
like
here.
five?
It's coming. It's coming. Wait. Watch this. He's gonna throw the ball deep here. It's. Oh, he
It was
didn't do it.
open too. It was open.
It was open. He had a little bit of time.
He rushed that, and that's what happens when you don't have a great O line. Is you get a little worried, you get flustered, and you make quick reads, and they're not the right ones.
Yeah, I mean Beggs does have some good corners, so I don't know if he was gonna get a full step. But I still don't hate taking a shot there, especially if your guy. Oh wow, this is not looking good for the Munches there.
This is looking like we might get another Bags Conference Championship appearance, which I don't know if it's good for the league, bad for the league to have same team in it 3 years in a row. What are your thoughts on it, Ruby?
I mean, when you win, you win. Ain't much else to say about that.
Okay, moreover, what are your thoughts on the increasing parity of the league? Seeing as we have 5 teams still in contention for a title spot with 2 games left in the season.
I think it makes it competitive for sure. I mean, you don't want it just to be like over 2 weeks left to go in the season. You want the games down the stretch to mean something. That being said, there is a big disparity between the top teams and the lower teams in the league. Although I think that has gotten better this season.
But there's also been a lot of shakeup. Like former, Coach Goldenberg of Winterfell used to claim to be good. This season, he is claiming to be average. It's interesting how these things evolve over time.
Yeah,
it's also interesting that Bags just had 2 touchdowns on that play, the 2 of his 4 streaks, and just threw it to his running back no matter what. That was a good play call there.
He doesn't read anything besides his running back. He kind of just laser focus. If a defense can really, as a line, if you're a user here, you have to get a linebacker on that running back route. Make him throw to anyone else, literally anyone else. Make him make a mistake.
And he's not doing it. Moreover, Tage is doing it for 2 plays and then falling asleep on 3rd down. Because he's thinking, he's going to pass it deep on 3rd, and then bang, short pass to the running back, and it gets 12 yards.
Beggs has thrown the ball deep once the entire game. Well, I do like. Was that a double mug blitz?
Yep.
I like that play.
That's a really good play, but I don't know. Tage's user was supposed to be guarding a tight end there and just kind of ran straight forward. He didn't really blitz. That was a little weird. If he can get a user pick here, that's game. Oh, big stop. It really looked like Bags' running back had a hole there. But
interesting call not to go by a goal line defense here. If you're Tage, I'd expect almost like an HB direct snap here coming.
Yeah, I've heard some coaches. Oh wow, Tage's running 3 down linemen against this set. You have to call a timeout for your Tage. This is
have
game.
to call timeout.
Game's over.
Wow.
It's game. You're not not game. But that's a touchdown on that drive. Tage still has a shot, but that's
it almost. Sorry about that.
If you're Tage right now,
I don't need security, bitch. I keep that Draco when I step. Niggas, bitches, they'll talk about you, but never say how they.
Our only points, both 7 and 3, came directly from picks. We have done nothing on offense if we're the Munches, and that's worrisome.
Yeah, that is really worrisome. That was an interesting formation there at the end. I almost wonder if he let him score just for the time factor. He kind of gave up on it, just figuring he was going to go for it on 4 downs, and he was probably going to get it. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of clock management debates in this league, and how to run the clock at the end. Do you chew clock? Do you let the other team score? Oh
my God!
Weird lob pass. That's just got to be a miscommunication there. That's I would say the noise might be getting to him, but he is playing at home, so
Yeah. I
And
looked
you
like
know,
some
Bags.
double corner routes there. I don't know if I like that play call.
Well, and Bags rushes 4 and gets pressure pretty quick. I'm like, that's when he drops 7 and gets that pressure that quick. It's hard to make a read.
Looking like
Okay.
a blitzing coming here too. No, he drops out of it.
Nothing.
Rushes
He drops
4.
everybody.
That's a good
And what a
read.
pass. Wow.
Oh, you got to
You
secure
got a
catch that.
possession that catch. You got a possession catch that.
I like that read though. Attack that
And I can
middle
hear
where that's weak.
can actually I can actually hear on the comms Coach Stage yelling at his player to catch that. Should have held A there, Coach Stage. Should have held
Yeah,
A.
this is the game right here. Is he gonna take a deep shot? Wow.
I think he waits for a guy to. Oh no! Oh no! No! What are you? Oh no! So what I would do there, personally, is when you have that much time, I'd roll out to the right, sit, wait, and wait till my receivers start to run back towards me, and then you
Back,
bullet
yes.
pass it, easy 40 yards. When they
Yeah.
give you that
I,
much time and space, that's like take. He had an opportunity there, and he just tried to spin it with new Joey Aguilar. I don't know his quarterback's name.
yeah, and I mean, I can see kind of the panic there. It's 4th down. It's late. You need to make that conversion. Um, yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, the best case scenario here is he forces Bags on a field goal. He goes down, scores quick, and then gets an onside. But it's looking pretty grim at this point.
Yeah, I think I have not heard Z sing yet, but I think it's all but over.
Yeah, it's just another game of the Munches mismanagement.
And it's just another game of a Bags running back masterclass. Unfortunately, he has 2 fumbles, and he still single handedly wins in the game. It's uncanny.
I mean, 2 of Baggs' touchdowns have come from pick sixes, have they not? I mean, that alone puts him in the lead. I don't. It
Yeah,
was really
that's
Baggs
fair.
running back.
That's fair, but to seal the game here at the end, I don't know. He's had a lot of clutch first downs. I'm just saying, for a guy who had 2 fumbles, he's had a pretty clutch game here at the end.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be easy when you have a dominant O line and the guy you're going against is running a 3 defensive line formation right now, which is I don't know, kind
Which
of
is
absurd.
which is insane given the situation in the game. He's running, but
Yeah,
he's convinced 3-3-5 is the way to go. Me personally, you got to go to 3-4-4-3 here. One of those.
yeah, you can't be running a dime or a 3 defensive line formation.
Yeah.
That's just bad.
Yeah. I hear you're playing after this, Coach Ruby.
Yeah, I'm at NC State. I don't know much
what are your
about him, to be
thoughts going
honest.
into that? So NC, he's had some close games. He's played just about everybody tight, other than Wally State. But Wally State blows out everybody. But he played Lime Tech tight. He played ZCU real tight. I'm pretty sure he had a good game with Bags. Should be a tight game between you and him. I think you have to win to keep your playoff chances and to keep your conference chances alive.
I don't think I have a shot because I have one less game. So even if I do win
Okay.
out with the 2 losses I already have, it's pretty much impossible.
It could screw it up.
It's unfortunate, but I had a couple bad losses this year.
I don't need security, bitch. I keep that Draco when I step. Niggas bitches, they'll talk about you, but never say how they feel. Fuck a gang, and if you walk with me, don't count, just keep it real. I ain't gon' speak on what I did, is ask know how that hot shit feel. Leave them stainless with the steel. Roll them head shit for real. Call no shots, but if you fuck with me, little boy, I get you killed. Who you killed, bitch, be for real. Bitch, we winning in that
My
field.
offense wasn't as dialed in as it was. ZCU put up a good defense. Yeah, then the other one was K-Town. That one was just coming off a fever, was not making good reads. Turned the ball over too much early. And
That's an
too much in my
unfortunate
head.
one. You never want to drop one to the hammers in this league. That's but maybe that'll do something for you guys. Come bowl season, you can still squeak into the even though your conference schedule is messed up. I think you can still squeak into the college football playoffs if everything lines up correctly. So we'll be on
It
the
would
lookout for that.
be pretty hard. I think even just ending up still ranked would be pretty good, just even for recruiting for next year.
Yeah,
Don Rubio has actually the top class within the Pac-12 right now, with 10 4-stars coming in. Next year's looking
wow,
pretty good.
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Over Bags, that's pretty impressive. Bags got a
yeah,
5-star on like day one this year.
yeah. Bags has like
And
four
what a pass
5-stars
by
right now.
Tage. Where has that play been all game?
You thought I was feeling you? That
Yeah,
nigga a
no,
munch. Nigga, eat
I'm
it
just
for lunch.
excited for
Bitch, on my
next
body,
year.
I get what I want. Like, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga, eat it.
Kind of tough to do much with the ball in terms of throwing and getting separation, but you know you got to make some schemes for
Hey,
that.
I got an 84, an 81, and a 78.
Yeah, mine goes
That's
81, 75, like 74.
the key is how's your tight end?
Not that good. I think he's like a good possession catcher, but he's pretty fucking slow. I think he's more of a blocker.
This year mine's in it. I got a transfer 80. He's pretty nice.
Yeah,
But
I mean, and to be
the
honest,
main,
defense is more important in terms of overalls. You want your
yeah,
linebackers and your corners to be pretty solid.
I don't know about you, but this year the biggest difference for Lime Tech is the defense stayed the same, our offense just got better, and the biggest thing for us was our O line. Last year our O line was due to, and I think just having time is the biggest thing. Like if you like as we saw in the Super Bowl yesterday, you don't have time, you're not going to win the game.
Yeah, having a good O line. I mean, it's also great just for starting the run game. You got to keep defenses honest. Having
Really,
a run
just all
game is
starts there.
crucial. Yeah.
Wow, and Bags, 1 second left to run up the score just a little more. See what he chooses to do here.
I mean, I would just take a shot. Why not? Just for the XP.
Yeah, and so I don't think Bags is clinched after this. He still has a pretty big game against the Winterfell, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I think Wally State only has 2 losses too. So I think if Wally State wins out and Beggs loses next game, Wally State would advance. But I think Beggs is the head-to-head, so if they're both tied in terms of overall, Beggs would advance. So
Is it true that we're gonna get Coach Bags in here for a quick post game interview?
yeah, I mean, I would love to. Let's see if we can get him in here. He might have ended the stream though. Let me take a look.
I'm also actually here right now with disgraced coach Derek.
Oh, what's up, Derek?
Derek is playing college football right now. He's playing Ultimate Team. When he was in the league, I never once saw him play the game.
I think he's planning on making a comeback.
I played more games from this room than he did this year. It's like it's brutal. It's good for the league that we that he decided to step down gracefully.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where they say he resigns, but like, did he?
He was forced out a little bit, so I mean it's a tough position to be in. Yeah, I mean, just another tough year for the Munches. Something's got to change.
Well, and what's funny is they actually wouldn't even be in this position unless it was for them paying off the refs against NC State.
NC State, yeah.
They actually were proven to have given, I think it was the official term in the lawsuit was oral pleasure to 3 of the referees.
Yeah, no, that was a tough look.
And I don't know. when you win and the refs call 18 defensive pass interferences, it's a little fishy. It's just a little fishy.
I call the Munches like the make or break team. The Munches are really good at beating down the really shitty teams, but they cannot seem to win against any team above 500 in the conference. I don't think I've ever seen them beat, Bags, ZCU, or Don Rubio, or I guess Wally State too. You could throw them in there too. Lime Tech.
Oh, fuck you! Yeah, fuck you.
But they're really good at shitting down on those shittier teams, like K-Town and Clay Tech. But they got to find a way to win against these bigger teams, and if they don't, they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, that's really what it is getting over the hump, and that's what we saw ZCU do last year. It's
Yeah.
I don't know what's right now. Towards the end of the season, do you have any predictions for if there's going to be any drastic movement next year? Any teams dropping like ZCU and Winterfeld did this year, or rising like Tate did?
I'm curious to see recruiting. I mean, I don't expect much to change in terms of like coaching. ZCU, I think their scheme last year was it was good when nobody knew exactly how to defend it, and it was kind of slimy in that sense. But I think people kind of realize, what he kind of tends to do. He can still get away with it, and he's still pretty good at not turning the ball over and being pretty safe. But I think it's really going to come down to who has the better recruiting classes, who can make these good schemes that people don't know how to defend against. Wally State came out with a great new scheme this year. Well, I mean,
Wally State
it's not really much of a scheme, but he has a great one play.
I don't know if you saw, but there was a game this year where Wally State's receiver, he had a season's worth of stats. He had 16 receptions for 12 touchdowns and 976 yards. That is a good season.
Yeah.
That was one game.
Let me ask you,
and then he got shut out by Bags.
He did. But if you're a team that doesn't have, the skill in 90 overall that Bags does, and has that speed, over the top with the safeties and corners, how do you stop that? How do you stop
I think you have to put everything. You have to, first of all, you have to learn how to make pre-snap adjustment. I think that is a word. I think that sentence I just said, those 3 words, pre-snap adjustment, I think that's a new term for about half of our league. If they're tuning in,
I think that's changed over this season. I think people have started to figure out, how to pass commit and how to, adjust
and that's what you got to do.
And defensive line.
So what I'm doing against Wally State, even if I don't have the best team, is I'm I'm getting better at usering. I'm going to play more online, going to get better at usering. And then I'm going to put my fastest defensive player at linebacker. You can sub in, if you go to the formation page, you can sub in any safety at linebacker. And in the depth chart, you can put any cornerback at safety. So you can do whatever you want. So you can put your fastest DB at linebacker. So that's what I would do. Always man them up on him, user the other linebacker, and try to tackle him, but really rely on that man guy. That's how I would attack it if I have a worse team. If you have a better team, just run a 3-4, shift the D-line where he's going to go, and shoot your user into the gap and try to get him in the gap. And that's how I would run it. I haven't played him yet, so I don't know if that would work. But based on what I've seen online and seen him do, I think that's it. Once you fully commit to it, you'll stop it. It's just the issue is Brett's still a very good coach, and he can beat you a lot of ways. He just chooses to beat you in a pussy way.
Yeah, it is. It is tough when you have to commit so many resources just to defend one guy. And when you have that ability, you can choose to do other things and make plays other ways. I think we should wrap this up here.
Yep. It looks like NC is ready to play Ruby. I might be back on with Bags to commentate that. We'll see. But
yeah, I'm gonna go warm up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good luck, sir.
Same Bagman felons, they don't back down. Said Christian prophets, they run this town.